Hey y'all, hey, Erica with TimetoShrink. Today we are going to do a what's for dinner. I'm going to share with you what I made for dinner this week, 4 different nights of the week. This was a week that I was not feeling awesome. I was not feeling myself and I wanted something super simple. Simple, easy, no thought meals, but that are freaking delicious. So if you're here for that, I would love for you to hang out and let me show you what I made for dinner for us this week. Okay, for dinner tonight, we're gonna make a quick like chicken parmesan type casserole. So what I did was cut up my chicken pieces. I had like 4 breasts and I put about a tablespoon of pesto and a tablespoon of salt-free Italian and herb, just some salt and pepper and some avocado oil. I'm gonna toss this and cook it on the stove real quick, and then we're just gonna throw the casserole together. I have some hot oil, avocado oil in this pan. I'm just gonna lightly sear this on both sides. Basically, I'm just doing all of it. I don't like to cook this from raw because the casserole dish gets like really like liquidy, so I like to go ahead and cook my chicken first. So I'm just gonna cook this real quick and then we're gonna throw the casserole together. This is such a quick meal, y'all. Chicken is almost cooked through. All of the pieces may not be quite done, but I went ahead and drained it. I'm gonna put it in here, but see, look here. All of that liquid that comes off the chicken, you don't want that in your casserole, so that's why I don't cook it raw. And then at this point, sometimes I'll add a little more pesto, but I was at the bottom of my jar, so we're just gonna leave it as is. All we're gonna do is take marinara sauce, go over the top, and then put cheese on top. It seems so simple, but it's delicious. And you can serve it with pasta for your family, or you could put it over a bed of cauliflower rice, just whatever sounds good to you. And then we're gonna top it. We're gonna top it with just some shredded cheese, just some Italian shredded cheese. Okay, so you just top it with as much cheese as you would like. I spilled some, so here's Hazel coming. All right, and then I forgot to tell y'all, but I turned my oven on 350 while I was starting, so now I'm gonna throw it in the oven just until everything is melted and together, probably about 10 more minutes, because the chicken's almost fully cooked. Okay, so here's the chicken out of the oven. It literally was in there for about 15 minutes, I think, because I was on the phone. 10 probably would have been enough, but see, it does have a little bit of liquid from the tomato sauce, but this is done. You could put it on a bed of cauliflower rice. You could put it on whatever you want. I'm making pasta for the kids. I also air fried broccoli, so I'm gonna eat it with air fried broccoli. I just put avocado oil and whatever seasoning I want, and then I air fry it for like 10 minutes, and because I like it really crispy, and that's what I'm gonna have as my side, y'all. All right, y'all, we are gonna make a crock pot meal. We are just gonna throw together this cabernet beef pot roast. I'm gonna slice up some onion and some radishes, clean them up, and then we're going to saute this and then throw it all in the crock pot. It'll just take a few minutes. I'm just gonna cut up these radishes. Radishes work really well in the crock pot or in the Instant Pot, y'all. They turn into like, they take the flavor of whatever you cook them in, so they no longer have the bite of a radish at all, and they look like potatoes, and they're a great potato replacement carb-wise. So I'm just gonna cut these up, and I'm gonna slice up 1 onion, and you could throw in some peppers or whatever other veggies you have, but this is what we're working with today. All right, y'all, I got my oil a little bit hot, but this is an all-clad crock pot. I love it because I can put it right over the burner. So we're gonna take our meat and we're gonna sear it on both sides. So once you get a good sear on one side, we're gonna flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. You can skip this step, but if you have a few minutes, I highly recommend not skipping this step. And this is why I love this crock pot, because I'll show you in a minute. I take this straight from here right into the crock pot, this insert thing. Okay, so see, I just pull this over here to my crock pot and just set it in, which is why I'm in love with this crock pot. Now I'm just gonna take my radishes and my onions and just throw those in there. And then you want to put some beef broth in here. This is already seasoned and marinated. I got these in the mail and I've not tried them yet, so we're gonna try it. This is mushroom beef soup, so we're gonna add this and then we're gonna add a cup of water just for a little bit more flavoring. If you wanted, you could do a cup of red wine, but I'm not gonna open any wine tonight. And we're just gonna put the top on, and then I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna do it on low. All right, y'all, I ended up doing this on high for 1 hour and then on low for 5 hours. And it is just, I have a knife, but I don't need the knife. It's just shredding like crazy. So I've got all of this liquid in here and my radishes are soft and my onions are soft. So we're gonna serve this kind of like a gravy. I haven't decided if I'm gonna thicken it up or not. And then I'll make some noodles for the kids. But this is just such an easy throw together in 5 minutes and be ready later. You could totally do this in the Instant Pot too. I just felt like doing it in the crock pot because I had a long time today. So this is what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight, y'all. I put a few radishes in there. I skipped on the onions. I'm just gonna have the flavor of it with the broth and all the beef. And I am looking forward to this on this, it's like a really cold, rainy night. So this was not, I mean, I'd already planned this, but this was perfect. All right, y'all, for dinner tonight, I have another ridiculously easy menu. Like, I'm sharing with y'all such, it almost feels like I shouldn't be sharing these recipes because they're so simple, but sometimes that's what we need, right? Like things that take very little effort, right? But still taste delicious. So what I'm doing is sausage and Brussels sprouts with some seasonings and some cheese. We're gonna do it in the sheet pan in the oven. It's literally less than 5 minutes to prep this, and then it's just cooking time. 425 degrees. I've preheated my oven. I'm gonna get this all chopped and washed and cleaned, which will literally take about 5 minutes maybe, and then all we have to do is cook it. Sausage and Brussels sprouts. Such a good dinner, y'all, and so easy. And you can serve it with rice for the kids. You could serve it just as is. I mean, you've got veggie and meat, so it's really a full meal. And sometimes I do scatter in some goat cheese or some feta cheese or some Parmesan cheese, just whatever seasoning you want, whatever sausage you like, and based on whatever sausage you're using, that's how you decide your flavor profile, and that's it, y'all. All right, let's make this. So literally, I've just got salt, pepper, and some olive oil on these Brussels sprouts. I have a lot of sausage. I'm using way more than you probably need, but I have a lot of mouths to feed, and sausage is always a good thing around here. So I just kind of mix it all up together, and then I roast it at 425 degrees just until the Brussels sprouts are where you want them. The sausage is really already cooked, so it's just gonna brown up, and so just depends on how cooked you like your Brussels. We like ours kind of on the crispy side, so probably about 20-25 minutes max. All right, about 20 minutes later, and here we have it, y'all. Find somewhere to set it down. Super, 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 super simple, stupid easy dinner. Yum. This is gonna be so, so yummy. Doesn't that look good too? Sometimes in the winter, I'll even throw some like cranberries, some whole cranberries on there, and that adds like a little bit of sweetness. It does add a few carbs, but that is a delicious addition, as well as sometimes like some feta cheese or some goat cheese. But tonight I think we're just gonna have it as is. How yummy does that look, y'all? I love this meal. It's really one of my favorites, and it's just so easy. Hey y'all, for tonight's dinner, I'm thinking some kind of jalapeno popper buffalo chicken type dish. It's not something I've made before. I'm kind of just formulating, so I'm gonna kind of just bring you along and show you what's happening as we go. Got some jalapeno and some onion. I'm just gonna saute that up until it's kind of softened, and then we'll throw everything together. Dropping some cream cheese in just over low now that this is kind of softened up, and I'm gonna let this melt down, and then we will add some mayonnaise and some blue cheese dressing. All right, so there goes about 1/4 of a cup of homemade blue cheese dressing, and I'm gonna stir this up and then see what else we need to add. Okay, now that the cream cheese was melted, I went ahead and took it off of the heat, and I added in about 1 tablespoon of this Buffalo Ranch seasoning and about 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. I'm gonna stir this all up, and then we will be ready to assemble. This is one of those super, super, super quick, easy meals. And if you don't want to saute the onion and the jalapeno, you could skip that step and this would come together that much quicker. But it really only took like 2 minutes to do that. So I just have this pan and I put my chicken in it, and you can season this with whatever you want. I am going to season it with a little bit of that Buffalo Ranch, just however much of that you want. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of hot sauce. This is not a spicy hot sauce, this is just Frank's. And I'm just gonna kind of mash this all around so that the seasoning is on all parts. Slide it all over. I did spray this pan before I put this in here to start with. So we're just gonna spread it back out however. And I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, y'all, I don't have enough hands, but I'm gonna take this topping that we had made and spread it over the top of this and then top it with some cheese. It's that simple. You can do a variation of this so many different ways with any different types of seasoning. The top can be just mayonnaise and cheese mixed together, mayonnaise and cheese and seasoning mixed together, mayonnaise and cream cheese and season mixed together. This is really good mixed with Parmesan cheese, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different with it today, so this is the direction we are going. And then I'm not even going to put all of this on because I'm not going to need quite all of it. Or you can go two ways. You can top this with blue cheese, or you can top this with shredded. You could put this Mexican shredded cheese and then a little bit of blue cheese, whatever sounds good to you. Another thing would be to put a bunch of crumbled bacon on top, but I'm not going to take time to do that. So this was assembled very quickly, and I'm just going to put it in a 375-degree oven for probably 25 minutes or 30 minutes. And there's dinner. How good does that look? And to go with dinner, I'm gonna do like a mashed cauliflower. So I usually use some sour cream and some cream cheese and some butter, but today we are gonna go with 2 of these that are they've already been cooked in the microwave. I'm gonna use 2 of them. I'm gonna put in 1 whole thing of this Boursin cheese with shallots and chive, and I'm out of sour cream, so I'm gonna use a little bit of Fage Greek yogurt. That will work just fine, and I just blend it in the blender, y'all. It makes it nice and creamy. Alright, so we're just going to empty both of these containers right into our blender. So I'm going to take this entire block of Boursin cheese and we're going to put it right down in there. I added about 1/4 cup of the Fage Greek yogurt in there, and then I am going to put a little bit of this Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Ranch seasoning because I'm trying to use this up. It doesn't necessarily have the best ingredients, y'all. I don't know that I'll be rebuying it, but it definitely tastes like Buffalo Ranch. It's definitely tasty. So we're gonna start with that, and we're gonna put this lid on, put the lid on and let it go, and then we'll add heavy cream if we need to thin it out. So I don't know if y'all can tell, I'm gonna pull some out and show it to you, but this is a super, super creamy consistency now. So I basically just drizzle in however much cream I end up needing to get it to a super creamy consistency. So for dinner tonight, we are having our jalapeno buffalo blue cheese chicken with some buffalo ranch mashed cauli. This stuff is so good. You can change this up a million different ways with different seasonings. It is delightful. My kids even like it. As long as I do it in the blender like this, they absolutely love it, y'all. So here's dinner tonight. So, so yummy. It's all kind of one color, I get that, but y'all, easy and delicious. This mashed cauliflower, if you use the blender, it just makes it so smooth and perfect. Even my kids love it. It doesn't taste like mashed potatoes, but it's that consistency, and it is so good. And then I went ahead and put a couple jalapenos on top just because I felt like this plate needed some color, y'all. It needed some love. It needed some color. But this is going to be a very, very well-loved meal around here. I am absolutely positive. I've already stolen a taste, and it is delicious. Alright, y'all, we're home from yoga, and I am making some fish. So literally all I'm doing is putting mayonnaise on the fish on each side. I'm just spreading out like a tablespoon on each piece. I was going to air fry this, but Caroline is using the air fryer. So I guess I'll either pan fry it or I'll wait for the air fryer. But basically I just do mayonnaise on both sides like that. And then you can add seasoning or salt or pepper to that if you want. But what I'm going to do is take this stuff, which is Parmesan cheese, in addition to my breadcrumbs, and then whatever flavor you want. And then I just press this guy into it and just get this really well coated. It goes in the air fryer really well and only takes, I think, like 8 minutes or so, but you can also just fry it up in a pan very, very easily. Alright, so there's what it looks like, and then it's going to go into the pan, and then I'll do the next one and I will show you afterward. Alright, turns out the air fryer was free, so I'm just going to air fry it because I really don't want to have to stand here and pan fry it. Okay, I'm going to bake this at 370 for like 8 minutes, and then we'll check it. Okay, fish took about 5 minutes in the air fryer. This fish was like a cod, and it's super, super flaky, so it kind of broke apart getting it out, but it's going to taste fine. And then I cooked these rice Veggies, this cauliflower risotto medley, in the microwave for like 6 minutes like it called for. Now I'm just going to put it in some olive oil, and I'm going to add some seasoning, some salt and pepper, and kind of crisp it up a little bit, and then that's what we're going to have on the side. It's like a less than 10-minute meal. So that is what we had for dinners this week. We had 4 nights in a row of meals. We had some leftovers on the other nights, and we went out one night. So that's what dinner looked like this week. I was having a little bit of a rough week, and I just wanted simple and easy, and I feel like I ended up making some really delicious meals out of what I had that was just simple and easy. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. Bye, y'all. Be blessed.